Welcome to Trinity Talks. Much has been said about fear the last couple of weeks. The coronavirus has really struck fear in the hearts of men and women throughout the whole world. Fear is actually a revelation that we are focused on the wrong thing. And I'm thinking of the story of the disciples on the Sea of Galilee when they found themselves in the midst of the storm in Matthew chapter 8. Verse 23 reads, "Then Jesus got into the boat and his disciples followed him. Without warning, a furious storm came up on the lake so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, 'Lord, save us, we're going to drown.' The disciples woke Jesus up. Why? Because they were afraid. Fear had gripped their hearts because they were facing death there on the Sea of Galilee. And look what Jesus says to them in verse 26, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. Jesus hits the nail on the head by bringing to their attention that their fear issue was really a faith issue. They did not realize who Jesus was. Verse 27 says, "The men were amazed and asked, 'What kind of man is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him.'" There in the boat was the creator of the universe, the Son of God. They had seen him perform many miracles, but they still did not get who he was. Their lack of faith revealed a God issue. Pastor Tim Delina says, "If you have a fear issue, then you have a faith issue. And if you have a faith issue, then you have a God issue. And a God issue is simply an inadequate view of who God really is." In the book of Isaiah, fear was spreading throughout the land. And in chapter 40 and verse 9, Isaiah writes, "Do not be afraid, here is your God." And verse 12, he continues by saying, "Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, or the breadth of his hand marked off the heavens?" Stop and think about who your God is. He holds the water of this earth into his hands. You know, 2/3 of the earth is covered with water. No one has been able to measure the volume of water that exists in the earth, yet our God holds all of this water in the palm of his hand. And then the width of his hand is as wide as the universe. And let me tell you, there is no instrument on this earth that can measure the depth of our universe. That is how big our God is. Nothing is beyond him. You can trust his word, his promises that he will always be there for you in every situation. And hopefully you can say with me this verse in Hebrews 13:6, "The Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid." If you have a fear issue today, then check your faith and be reminded that you have a very big God who loves you and has promised to be there for you.